Jumbo shrimp, awfully good, living dead, AI art. Keep those things in mind, and I'll get back to them at the end. Have you recently seen artworks that are surreal, dreamlike, fantastic, or even dystopian in regards to their subject matter? Well, I'm going to discuss AI, which is artificial intelligence, art, apps. We're hearing a lot about them these days, and a lot of artists are using them, I think some of them exclusively, and I'd like to address the use of AI in the making of art. A lot of people are, I think, not clear on what these AI apps, these AI generating apps can do or what they are doing. And so I'd like to explain how they actually work. I've broken it down into 6 steps. The first step is that these AI apps use web crawlers, and web crawlers are also known as spiders or bots that browse the internet. Number 2, they find, discover, collect, download vast amounts of information, vast amounts of content from everywhere online. Info is obtained from all kinds of different websites, including art portfolios, books, essays, videos, musical compositions, newspaper, magazine articles, social media, essentially everything online, regardless of whether it's copyrighted material or not. Number 3, on every website you have what you see on the web page when you go to it, and then you have the HTML code that allows you to see it in a certain way. The HTML code is behind the scenes, and it is basically the blueprint for every website. It's all written in code. All this information is being broken down by the program, and it's being used in what's called training, and these apps are being trained. A few years back, there was a post on Facebook. It was called the 10-year challenge, and it asked people to, asked people to post 2 pictures 10 years apart of themselves, and it was supposed to be just for fun and reminiscing and things like that, and to show that how much time has passed and how they've changed in their look, in their appearance. But there's been speculation that that was actually to train AI models in age progression and showing and making them understand how people age and what changes in someone's appearance as they age. So that was believed to be part of their training as well. So that's an example of training. Number 4, once all that information gets broken down, the program then converts all that information into mathematical algorithms. Algorithms are just sets of instructions, and they're representations of patterns. Number 5, the user provides words or prompts to the AI art generating app. They could be individual terms, they could be brief descriptions, whatever the user of the app wants to type in to the app. They input those things into the app, and then number 6, the app generates a picture or a story or a song, a video even, etc. I'm going to now show you some images that I created using Gemini. Since Gemini is now available to everyone, I decided to show you how this particular AI app works. That way you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So let's look at these pictures. The first one you see here is a picture of 3 people and they seem to be on Mars, and they're falling with a teddy bear. And this is what I fed Gemini for my prompt. Make a pic with 3 people falling with their mouths open in fear, and a teddy bear with one eye looking at them and falling too, all from a cliff on Mars. Okay. So look at the picture, and it's kind of a surreal scene. Number 2. Here you see a woman and a bunch of cats running down a street. This is what I told it to make. Show a young woman getting chased by a bunch of house cats down an alley. And that's what it created. Number 3. Make a picture of a rowboat being turned by big waves and 3 people and a rabbit thrown into the air over the water. So it put them in an ocean. And so then I didn't want them in the ocean. I wanted them in a pond. So then I said, make this on a sunny day in a small pond. And then it revised it. And so what these artists are doing, and it's the same thing in the AI apps that they're paying for. These AI art generating apps will make adjustments as you just keep telling it. And you say, I want this to look this way, or I want a different look on this person's face, or I want the rabbit half in the water, or whatever you want. I want a rainy day instead of a sunny day. And so it just keeps making new images based on what you're telling it. Okay, number 4, I have a picture here of a woman standing over a grate in a big city, and there's rabbit ears sticking out. And I said, make a pic of a surprised middle-aged woman looking down into a sewer grate on a New York City street. That's what it came up with. And then I also put make the lady look younger, and I have other versions with younger women in it. And then in this picture, you can see that it appears to be the front, that the ears of the rabbit are facing me, the viewer. I tried to get it to turn the rabbit around to be facing the woman, and it had a very hard time understanding me. But I finally got it to do it a couple times. Number 5, I have make a pic of a man diving into a volcano filled with milk and Fruit Loops. And that's what it showed me. And number 6, show a rainbow colored wolf in an otherwise gray dabbed background forest. And that's what it showed me. I recently entered 3 of my paintings, photos of 3 of my paintings, into a curated art show. They weren't chosen, but they did post the artworks that were chosen for the show. Eventually they posted them on their website. A lot of those artworks looked like these, the ones that I just showed you. They had kind of basically random objects put together and then made into a painting. And I wondered why they were all so random. But I wasn't aware that a lot of artists are creating artworks that are actually made with these AI art generating apps. So I've explained how artists are using these AI art generating apps to make artworks. Why is this such a big controversy? A lot of people are up in arms about it. There's a ton of information out there on YouTube and online. Articles have been written about it, tons of copyright infringement court cases. And so I'm going to explain why I think it is so controversial. I have 4 reasons that I formulated based on my research. Number 1, it violates copyright. Why? Because AI, when it scrapes the internet, it uses 2 main types, or creates 2 main types of data sets. structured and unstructured. Creative products are usually unstructured. And so everything that it's using, that it's getting in the form of unstructured data, is usually copyrighted data. It is protected, or it's supposed to be protected through copyright. Number 2, AI contradicts the very essence of what art is, which is a form of human expression. It is not something a computer can create because it involves thinking, and computers don't think. The third reason why this is a big controversy is because, in my opinion, if you are an artist making an artwork that AI produced, where you fed in the words and it spit out a picture, it literally spits out a picture, the artist then becomes the editor of that picture. The AI app generated. I don't use the term create because, to me, creativity is something exclusive to humans. So the AI app generates an image, and then the artist is just changing things about it. So that means the artist is now an editor. That brings up another argument. If the AI app generated this artwork, then it could be said, somebody could argue, that the developers of the AI app are part authors of that artwork, whatever it may be, because they created the app. They created the program that scraped the internet for the information and created the resulting picture or song or poem that the AI app produced. Greed is a pretty powerful thing. There are lots of opinions out there on where we're going with these AI art generating apps, and there are what I have kind of found three main arguments so far. In every argument, there's a for and there's an against. And the first argument I'm going to talk about is the idea of everything that you post online, everyone posts online, is automatically a part of the public domain. And that means it is subject to fair use because it's not breaking any copyright laws. When it's scraping the internet for information, it is because that information is public domain and it's free for the taking, basically. The argument against that is that currently sharing non-digital forms of information, such as 35mm slides, handwritten or typed manuscripts, etc., has become obsolete. Artists are left no choice but to share work via the internet, whether it be email, social media, even through texting. They're going to have to share it that way if they want it to be seen, or they can't share it at all. So that's a problem. The second argument for AI and its use is that AI-generated products are considered transformative, meaning they're newly created artworks conceived through mathematical representations of patterns, and as such, are not infringing on copyright. That copyright, by definition, protects a creator from someone else copying that exact work, but not another work that uses that image but produces a different product from it. The third argument for AI in general is that it is simply another technological advancement or a form of automation, not unlike ATMs, automatic dishwashers, and self-checkouts, to name a few. they make doing things faster, easier, and more efficient. But the problem I have with that, and I guess I consider this my argument against it, is that unlike other forms of automation, which make our lives easier in some way, AI is not necessary in the making of art. And one YouTube speaker said at one point that AI works very similarly to how humans create, but is just much faster. In my opinion, the only reason art generators are faster is because they are not actually thinking. And if an artist can think of words to tell an app, then in my opinion, the artist can also arrive at a composition on his own. So using AI to create art, or to make art, I should say, is not necessary. And it's not really possible. Do you remember the terms jumbo shrimp, awfully good, living dead, and AI art? Did you figure out how they're related? Well, they're all idioms. They all sit next to each other, but they actually mean the opposite thing from each other. AI art, I consider to be one of them. The reason is because it is impossible for artificial intelligence to make art, because art is a wholly and exclusively human endeavor. I'm Ronna Richmond. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.